It was a rainy evening when Aria, a young journalist, arrived at the old Kingsley Hotel. She had heard rumors, strange disappearances, unexplained screams, and guests who never checked out. But curiosity always outweighed fear, and tonight, she had a story to uncover. The hotel lobby smelled of mildew and aged wood. The chandeliers flickered, casting shadows that danced like restless spirits. The receptionist, an elderly man with hollow eyes, handed her the key to room 7 without a word.
"That's the only room available," he said finally, his voice dry like rust.
Aria carried her bag to the room. The hallway was long, narrow, and cold. Every step echoed unnaturally, as if the walls themselves were listening. When she reached room 7, the door creaked as she opened it. The room was old-fashioned, heavy curtains, faded wallpaper, and a bed that looked decades old. A chill ran down her spine. She set up her camera and notebook, intending to document any strange phenomena. At first, everything was normal, just the sound of rain tapping on the window. But around midnight, the unease began. She heard whispers, soft, unintelligible, yet urgent. Aria's heart raced. She checked her recorder. Nothing. She shook it off as her imagination. But then the shadows moved. Not just the ones cast by the flickering lamp, but deeper, darker shadows that didn't belong to any object. They slithered along the walls. Aria froze. One shadow separated from the others, forming a vague humanoid shape. It lingered near the door, watching. She couldn't move, couldn't speak. The air grew colder and her breath came out in visible puffs. Suddenly, the door slammed shut by itself. The lamp flickered violently, then went out, plunging her into darkness. She fumbled for her flashlight, but the beam barely cut through the oppressive black. The shadow was closer now. She could feel it, cold, heavy, hungry. She tried to scream, but no sound came. Then she heard it, whispers calling her name, coming from every corner of the room. The shadows twisted, forming grotesque faces with hollow eyes and jagged mouths. They weren't just shadows. They were memories, trapped souls, angry and hungry. In a desperate move, Aria ran for the door, pulling with all her strength. It wouldn't budge. Behind her, the shadows surged forward, whispering promises of oblivion. She stumbled and fell to the floor, scrambling toward the window, but it was locked. A cold hand gripped her ankle. She looked down, screaming silently. The shadows had formed a mass, writhing and pulling her toward the darkness. Her flashlight fell and broke. Then, silence. Absolute silence. The next morning, the receptionist found the room empty, except for the broken flashlight and her notebook. No one ever saw Aria again. Guests who stayed in room 7 afterward reported hearing whispers, seeing shadows moving against the light, and feeling a cold hand brush their ankle. And sometimes, if the wind is just right, you can hear her voice whispering through the halls. "Help me. Don't stay in room 7. The Kingsley Hotel still stands, though few dare enter. Those who do rarely leave unchanged, and some never leave at all.